Hi, okay, this is still 9.4, but now we are going to talk about how to find the equation of a tangent line through a point. So the last example we did, we actually found the slope of the tangent line using this equation, limit h approaches 0. Yeah, the one with the limit, yeah, that's how we find the slope of a tangent line, the one with the limit. Okay, so to find the equation of a tangent line, it's pretty much all the same work as the slope of a tangent line, only there's an extra step. So everything I'm about to do on the next problem is already written on this previous page, but you guys might not have watched the last video, so I'm just gonna do it all over again. So if you get bored, just kind of fast forward. Okay, so they will give you something that looks like number, comma, f of a number. And here's an example. It says f of x equals x squared plus x. And then they say find the equation of the tangent line to the graph of 3, comma, f of 3. So step 2 says that number is your a. So this 3 is a. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to plug that 3 into this little formula we got there. So f of 3 plus h, and again, we already did this on the last page, but we might not have watched that video. So f of 3 plus h minus f of a is 3. Okay, so f of 3. All over the letter h. Okay. Then it says find f of a, which is f of 3. And the f by plugging a into the f of x equation. Okay, so that means we're going to take this 3 and plug it into the f of x equation. So we're going to have f of 3 equals, instead of x squared plus x, we'll have 3 squared plus 3, because everywhere there's an x, you put a 3. And then this should give you 3 squared is 9 plus 3 is 12. So f of 3 is 12. Okay, so we did step 3. Step 3 said find f of a. Well, I just did. F of a was f of 3, and it's equal to 12. So in a second, I'm going to replace this whole thing in the blue with a 12. Okay, let's look at step 4. It says find f of a plus h. Well, what the heck is a plus h? It's whatever's in the top left, which for us, it was f of 3 plus h. So let's find f of 3 plus h. Okay, so f of 3 plus h. So you're going to plug 3 plus h into all the x's. So parentheses, 3 plus h, close parentheses squared, plus 3 plus h. So instead of this x right here, I put a 3 plus h. Instead of this x, I put a 3 plus h. And then I kept the little squared in the air. Okay, now this 3 plus h squared, that means it times itself. So this 3 plus h squared means it times itself. And then I'm going to multiply this out. And I know I did this on the last video, but just fast forward. Okay, so I'm going to use FOIL, and that's how we naturally multiply. 3 times 3 is the f, so 9. 3 times h on the outside is plus 3h. In math, we put the number first, then the letter. I from FOIL means the inside, h times 3. In math, we put the number before the letter. So this says plus 3h, not T3h, plus. Okay, then L is the last stuff of each parentheses, and h times h bumps us up to h squared. Then, if I look at this we, it adds up to make a 6. 3 plus 3 is 6h. I'm not going to add that 6h with the 9 or the h squared because they're not like terms. They all have different butts. This has a butt of a squared. This has a butt of an h. This doesn't even have a butt. Okay, so let's write down what I just got. I got 9 from the f plus 6h from the oi plus h squared from the l. And let's go back to the top of the problem. All we did just now was this 3 plus h squared. I haven't dealt with this plus 3 plus h. But since there ain't no squared outside, I can just bring those down right here. Just like that. And I can say plus 3 plus h. Okay, let's combine like terms. This makes 9 plus 3 is 12. 6h plus 1h is 7h. And then plus h squared. Okay, so we just found f of a plus h, which was f of 3 plus h. And after all of our math, we got this sucker, 12 plus 7h plus h squared. Okay, now it says take these and replace into the formula. So instead of that f of a plus h, we're going to write this 12 business with the 7 and all that stuff on the top left of a big fraction bar. So here's my fraction bar, and the top left is going to be what I just got with the 12 and the 7h and the plus h squared. Then I'm going to minus f of a, and f of a was 12. So minus 12. And it's always over h. That part never changes. Okay, now we're going to cancel. When we cancel, the 12s disappear. And 1h from everything disappears. So these 12s disappear because they're opposites. And then an h from the bottom cancels out the h on the 7. And then the h on the bottom cancels out the squared. Because h squared means 2 of them. And the h on the bottom cancels with 1 of them. So all we have left is no 12. Oh, we have a 7. Plus, what else do we have? An h. Okay. And this is the exact same thing we did on the last problem. Exact same problem too. Okay, now it says plug in 0 for h. This is your slope. So 7 plus 0 is 7. Okay. That's the slope of the tangent line. Whoa. Okay. Now we're going to use a little secret that most math teachers will not admit, or they will refuse to admit it. But to make the equation of a tangent line, your homework will have you use this formula. It's called point slope, but there's a lot of room for error, and I'm not looking at y'all, so I can't tell what you can do and you can't do. So instead of using that, let's just use this y equals mx plus b. And it says step 3, way up here, gave you an x and a y. Okay, in step 3, we found f of a, which is the blue stuff, which is right here. F of 3 equals 12. F of 3 equals 12. That gives me an x and a y. The 3 is an x, and the y is a 12. Great. Okay, use these to plug into y equals mx plus b. Well, which one of these letters, y, m, x, b, is the slope? It's the m. So this 7 that we got in step 7, awkward, is the letter m. It's our slope of the tangent line. So what we're going to do is we're now going to plug these into y equals mx plus b. Where y is the 12, m is the 7, x is the 3, B is, we don't know B. But if you look at what I wrote, it looks like 73. That's because this M and this X are fat multiplying because they're all squished up on each other. Yeah. Okay, so this 7 and this 3 are multiplying because they're all squished up on each other. Okay, so let's see where we are. We are on the get B alone. Okay, let's go. This gives me 12 equals 21 plus B. And then get B alone by subtracting 21. And I think we get -9 equals B. Okay, let's see. Get B alone. Math teachers dislike this trick. Oh, the homework will use a different formula. I already told you. Step 9 is finally plug your B and your M back into y equals mx plus b. Your answer should look like y equals a number, x plus a number. So y equals, we're supposed to put a number where the m is. So our m was 7. It's what we got when we use that formula. So 7x plus this second number is your b, and we just found your b is a -9. And that looks kind of weird. So instead of 7x plus a negative, why don't we just put a big fat minus? Because a positive and a negative make a negative. So y equals 7x, big fat -9. Holy poop. So this is the equation of the tangent line. And steps 1 through 7 are the same steps for part C of the same problem. How to find the slope of the graph. So you don't have to redo every piece of the problem. You can use prior information. I just did it in case you had not watched the video. Okay, let's look at this sucker. It says how to find the equation of a tangent line when you're given a bunch of words. First, you have to label everything they give you. Check the list of synonyms to find your slope. So I gave you a list of synonyms for slope. So if you see any of these words, it means slope or the letter M. Okay, so let's do it. For this example, it says for f of x equals x to the 5th, the instantaneous rate of change is 405. So that's a vocabulary word. I think it's a synonym, okay? So instantaneous rate of change. Oh, look, here it is. Instantaneous rate of change is the same thing as slope, derivative, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that instantaneous rate of change of 405, that's our M. So M is 405. Okay, then it says at x equals -3. And step 1 says your x coordinate is whatever the x they give you. Well, they gave us 3. So x equals -3. Okay, let's see what the rest of the thing is. It just says find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, the only other information I haven't written is the equation. F of x equals x to the 5th. Okay, so the exciting part is we don't have to do all of this to get our letter M. Instead, they told us what the M was. It's 405. Okay, so now we're going to go to step 2, which is where we plug it into y equals mx plus b. But the thing is, if we remember back to this last example, we had like f of 3 and it was equal to 12. And we used 3 for the x and 12 for the y. Well, I don't have what the y is. So to figure out what the y is, we are going to plug this -3 into this letter x. both of these letter x's. And then we should get something that looks like this. F of 3 equals 12, and that's xy. So let's plug in -3. We're going to have f of -3 equals -3 to the 5th. Let me just rewrite it. And that's something crazy. I don't even know. -243. Okay, so we already know that x is -3, but now we know y is -243. So now let's plug it in to y equals mx plus b, because this is the equation of the tangent line. So I know y is -243, m is 405, times x is -3, I'll use parentheses, and then we don't know the b. Okay, so now we're just going to get b by itself. This makes -243 equals -1215 plus b. Then we're going to get the b by itself by adding 1215. And we get 972 equals b. That's a really big b, but it's okay. Okay, so finally, we're going to plug everything back into this y equals mx plus b, but we're going to leave the letter y and the letter x as letters. We're going to put numbers where the m is and the b. So mx plus b. M is my 405, so 405x, plus b. My b was 972. And your homework will say a different equation. It'll look different, but it will mean the same thing. So on your homework, they use a totally different equation, but you'll get the same answer. So just trust me, I did it already.